This is the Professor. I'm at the Rhode Island Fan Fest. I have the privilege of being with Kimber Lee, very well-known, very famous, and very up-and-coming female wrestler. Kimber, thanks for talking to us.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you. Now, you're going to be in the Beyond Wrestling show tomorrow.
Correct.
And there's been a lot of buzz all over the world about some of your intergender wrestling work. A lot of the things I think you're doing is really pushing that to a new level. So I wanted to get your thoughts on wrestling in general, you and your intergender work.
Well, even from the beginning when I first started, because I came out of the Combat Zone Wrestling Academy, I was the only girl when I got there. So I didn't even train with other women wrestlers. I trained with men when I started. And I always wanted, you can ask my trainers from the beginning, I was like, I want to wrestle the guys. I want to be just as good as them. I don't want to be looked at different. And I think some of that came from when I was younger. The little bit of wrestling I did get to watch, because I wasn't allowed to watch much of it, was Chyna was who stuck out to me. And she was wrestling the men and held the men's belt. And that was just so cool to me that somebody was breaking the boundaries like that. And so when I started wrestling, and I was started to be given the opportunities to do intergender wrestling, and Beyond is one of the places that let me flourish really in doing intergender and gave me a chance and let me run with it. And I had a 16-month winning streak there. Like it took everything, all that buzz that you saw, to actually finally get me to lose. And so it's such a great thing, at least in my eyes, that I'm getting looked at and that everybody says she's a wrestler, not she's a women's wrestler. She's a diva or she's a knockout. Granted, divas are great, knockouts are great, but I just always wanted to be a wrestler. I don't want to be looked at differently because I have makeup on
And I think if anybody has seen you live or seen any of the footage on the internet, it's indisputable you are a wrestler. You're not a lady wrestler or a woman, you are a wrestler. So what about some of the criticisms that you're getting from people, particularly on the internet? What do you say to that?
My biggest thing was, I thank you for being concerned, thank you for worrying about my well-being, but no thanks to the fact oh, she's a poor girl, she shouldn't be in the ring with a man, any of that. I wanted to be in there. I called Chris Dickinson out. I beat him up for most of the match. Just the part that everybody saw was the ending. And I believe very strongly that because it happened to me and I was a girl and he was a guy, that's half the reason it blew up and had so much controversy. I think if he would have done it to another man, or if it would have been another woman doing it to me, I don't think anybody would have batted an eyelash. But it's good too, though, because I think that moment, and the fact that I'm still here and I'm still going after him. I'm wrestling Chris Dickinson and Heidi Lovelace in a tag match tomorrow with Shenron as my partner. But the fact that I'm still willing to go after him and I'm not done, because I'm not done. I want my revenge. That shows just what women can do, and I think we're finally breaking down the boundaries that we can't do it. I know it still makes people a little uncomfortable because of the stigma that a woman's automatically weaker, or a woman can't hit as hard as a guy, or any of those things that you hear about all the time. But I really want to break that boundary down, and I don't want people to feel uncomfortable when I'm wrestling a guy, because it's just another match.
All right, folks, you've heard it from Kimber Lee. It's just another match. She is a wrestler. This is the Professor with Kimber Lee, Rhode Island Fan Fest 2015.